bad job by the defense because you are anticipating run. You know offensive coordinators don't want to drop back, throw the football out of their own goal line where they can get a safety. They want to hand it off, create some space, so you didn't meet that physical challenge. You knew the run was coming. Got to do a better job.
The Jayhawks will snap it on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
He looks that one in nicely. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Back to pass, it's Daniels. Fires to the big fella. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping 3rd downs management. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. This is an opportunity to show your offense you believe in them. Their opening drive of the game, still in their own territory, going for it on 4th down. He's got him and they convert. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knocked that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34. On the move, it's Neal. Tackled, but he has a first down.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Fires to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Really nice 3rd down sub defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
They'll immediately call timeout. And the Jayhawks will try to move the chains on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drilled as he throws, and they stop him on 4th down with the heat. First down here for the offense. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to throw. It's Criswell. Moving out of the pocket. He chucks one out to the right. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the first quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the 2nd quarter. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Right down the middle. Another incompletion on third down. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. Throws for the tight end. Finds his man enough for the first. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Shakes off the defender. And he has a solid gain before the defense bobbles him up.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, you get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your own.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Release to the back. Finds his man. It's Hampton. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Fires into traffic, intercepted. He can be dangerous with the ball in his hands, but no room to return that pick, and they'll go on offense from the 21. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Line getting set on 2nd down. Scanning the field, it's Daniels. This time he's got him. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
Got his man quickly. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Oh, he wants it all. Fires a bullet, now it's picked off. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover. Line gets set, first down. They'll start this drive with a pass. Buys a little time. He'll pull it down and the ball's loose. That is a serendipitous turn of events with the fumble going out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. 2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. Snap it to the back. He's inside the 10. Hits him with a stiff arm. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Tar Heels. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And what a way to finish things off with that 51-yard touchdown run. He's going to bring it out from deep. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. The Kansas offense returns to the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, moving behind. Some plays coordinators can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Looking to take a shot. Picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Man, this thing's starting to snowball now in a bad way for this offense. Second interception in as many drives. This quarterback has got to be able to turn the page and make better decisions.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
Fast motion from the offense. Quick pass on the fly motion. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to pull back push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Using his feet to buy time. At the 45 on his way. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to the big tight end. Incomplete. Man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception. They couldn't connect on 2nd down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. Dropping back, it's Criswell. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming.
Looking deep. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
Well, here's a classic sudden change situation early in the game. We're going to see a few of these as the game goes on, but with the defense getting that stop on 4th down in their opponent territory, the offense now has an opportunity to come out here and maybe take a shot in this sudden change situation, see if they can catch the defense napping.
Quickly out to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page, though.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. To the air on first down. Fires downfield. Hauls it in. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. He's looking to throw. He caught it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. To the air, it's Criswell. Shoots it to the left. And that pass intercepted. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good...
All kinds of running room. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, and now the defense is really on its heels. It's caught downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Inside the 15, first and 10 from the 14. He wants to throw. Unloads it left. Touchdown, North Carolina! And that one will give him the lead.
And when you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone. Going for the big play. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity. First down here for the offense. Quarterback will audible. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Fires left. Got him downfield. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Tar Heels moving quickly to the line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, UNC! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Kansas offense returns to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Looking to throw, it's Daniels. Makes the grab down the middle. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And now on second down for this offense.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Back to the air one more time. He makes the connection. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
The Jayhawks with the first and 10.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield goal first.
Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Makes a connection. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Jayhawks look to do some damage in the red zone. He's got his man. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to give him a finish. He's looking to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Tempo and overdrive. The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Rock Chalk. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Starting to feel a little pressure. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Offense getting set for first down. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got the back over the middle. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
I love the type of throw there by the quarterback, throwing to his running back on that angle route. That cannot be a bullet throw. He just puts enough air on it, makes it an easy catch for his running back on the move. Running back makes the grab, and he's able to advance it.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to pass. It's Daniels. Pulls it in. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. Tries to slither forward on the sneak.
Alert, alert, right? Quarterback under center. You're thinking quarterback sneak on short yardage. Defensive lineman, great job. You got to get that penetration. You just can't let them go straight downhill. Make that thing bow. And I always love how you see guys diving over the top. Great effort by the defense. Great stop.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Jayhawks!
How about that? His second receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense when the 3's coming soon.
And they did need that extra point to take the lead, and now they have it here in the 4th. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down. New set of downs after that completion. Looking downfield, it's Criswell getting some heat. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with the sack. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to break the pocket. Trying to make magic on the... and it's on the ground. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. In a tight game like this, it's no time for complacency, David.
Nah, your defense just let you down a little bit. You still got the lead. 4th quarter, Palmer, it's go time.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out a lot about the composure of this offense right here. They've got to be able to answer the bell.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow. But this carries big-time risk on 4th down. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. 1st down for this offense. He's going to pass. Dumps it to the back. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
You know, it's difficult for QB sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
Really good pickup on 2nd down there. Leaves them with 3rd and 2.
Quarterbacks have got to have composure. And I know this guy's thrown some picks. He hasn't thrown for a ton of yards. But if he can put a great drive together here, and he's got the talent and ability to do that, he can lead his team to victory in this 2-minute situation.
Lost, the defense is wide open. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that. And the Tar Heels getting set on 1st and 10. He'll just keep slinging it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Looking for space to the left. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. And wisely gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got the 1st down. Now in plus territory and a chance to save themselves. Now the chance to pay off that big play from just outside the 5. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the run. Touchdown,
execution by this offense late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up. It's what you dream about. But now my defense has to go on the field and give me one more stop.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Ready to try the point after. The extra point is good, and it's important. The lead is a touchdown now at 6. They'll need to be very sound here. Limit this return and put this game in the hands of their defense to salt it away. He'll bring it out. It's Wilson. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got...
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarter. Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. Today, a ranked versus ranked matchup as a couple of top 25 teams get set to go jaw to jaw. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. BYU ready to put a foot to it and get this game going. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25. 25-yard line. The offense lining up for a first down play. Gonna run it. It's Ellison. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Coming after him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks talk about it all the time. They love the clean pocket where they can step up, throw the football. That is not what they had. Nice job by the defense, beating the offensive line, disrupting the timing, and getting a nice clean hit on the quarterback.
So we're scoreless, their first drive of the game, and this coach is wasting no time taking a gamble by going for it on 4th down in his own territory. Fires to the wideout. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Complete downfield. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback that's always going to extend the play.
Touchdown, Cougars. And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were really disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Dropping back, it's Rourke. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Finds his big tight end. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it 1 high safety? Is it 2 high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Ellison. He stopped almost immediately. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. They got the first down. And the Hoosiers are marching down the field. Looking to throw it again. Shoots it to the left. Fires and picked off. Takes it the other way. Inside the 30. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Great job by the safety. You see safeties back in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, understanding where he's throwing the football. Great break, great interception.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. trying to find his man on first down. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. BYU trying to make this red zone trip pay off. Wants to throw on first down. Buys a little extra time. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was so...
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And that's a great job by the defense, not letting that bird out of the cage. When you can run like this guy can, you got to keep the edge. Did a great job. He went backwards, retreated, gave up some ground. They didn't give up the outside, got the set.
And that ball is picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Who says defensive backs don't have hands? Nice job breaking on the football and making the catch. A lot of times you see guys swat it down or you see them trying to catch it. It looks like they have two left hands. Defensive backs don't catch real well. Nice job breaking on the football. Nice job securing the INT and actually catching it.
Back to throw, it's Rourke. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. After the misfire, now on second down. He's looking to throw. He's going to run it. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, to get down and don't take a big hit.
It'll be a first down as he gets it to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football. They play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Fires into traffic, picked off. Got some room to run. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, BYU. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. To throw, it's Rourke. Now improvising. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. They get him out of bounds, but a chunk play to wrap up the first quarter, and this offense will carry momentum into the second.
BYU 14, Indiana 0.
They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. Wants to go up top. Pocket starts to collapse. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on first down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, I know you've worked this all week. You got to get ready to execute in the red zone.
Got a man. It's Green. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
We knew this defense was going to be physical in this game. How about that hit on the tight end after a nice gainer preventing him from getting the first down?
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces third and goal. Got his man. Touchdown, Cougars! And they take it in for 6 more points. Well, just as you would expect, that
didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. On first down, here comes this offense. He'll start this drive firing. Swings it out to the flat. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
3rd and long situation. They try to go screen. I think they were hoping it was going to be a big zone and they could get those offensive linemen down the field, but the defense sniffed it out, forcing the incompletion.
And this one will be touched and downed at the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They'll throw it on 1st down. Trying to get to him. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This defense needed something to go right, man. They're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
Dropping back, it's Retzlaff. That one comes out hot down the right side. Nothing but green ahead. Past the 20. Touchdown, BYU! And once he got loose, it was all over. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get it.
And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
That's number 2. That's a good year for a lot of people. What a day. Having 2 interceptions already. I might try my hand on the other guy. This guy is not somebody I want to mess with.
Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Going for it all. To the end zone, and it's picked off. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Makes the catch. It's Price.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really...
And this looks disastrous. Oh, down he goes. A huge loss on that play.
You got to give the defense tons of credit because we know how much speed this quarterback has. That time you saw the pursuit. They were able to bring him down for a big loss on the sack.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Trying to escape. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position. You're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. Looking for a man. It's Retzlaff. He's got it on the run. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got him first and goal. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cougars. These guys wanted to make a statement. Statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop them. Oh, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
Indiana, 0.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Williams. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Fires on the move. Complete to the right. They make the stop, but the sweet pulling catch is plenty to give them a first down.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
Looking to throw. Oh, and he wants to throw it. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Have a day, young fella. 2 interceptions already? That's 3, 4, 5, 6 games for some people. A hot start, catching the football. He's acting like he's playing wide receiver out there. I might think about trying a different DB.
Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Comes out throwing on first down. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break.
BYU, 35.
The Hoosiers will kick it away to start the second half.
Number 43, set to kick off.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
He's got the tight end. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
To the air, it's Retzlaff. Now adjusting. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical. And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
It's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
This BYU offense set up with another first down. Looking to move it through the air. Steps away. Unleashes one. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Yeah, and you can tell the timing wasn't great, and quarterback and receiver not on the same page, but when you're going to miss, don't miss towards the DB. You definitely want to miss out towards the sideline so you don't get yourself in trouble.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on.
He's going for a big play downfield. He's got it on the right. Touchdown, BYU! And the route is on.
Number 0 makes the catch and takes it in for the score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and they finished it with an explosive play in the passing game, scoring from 47 yards out. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Running to daylight from inside his 25.
The return.
Maybe if he could have eluded just one or two more guys, it would have been a big return. Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. Today, a couple of SEC teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see, the Oklahoma Sooners taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. Quickly complete. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. Just the ability to move the chains, keep the drive going, sort of quintessential efficiency from a Sooner quarterback.
And from a Sooner offense, because, Reese, they keep the drive going, but what does that do? Most Oklahoma teams over the years, we see them go fast, and they wear you down throughout a week.
The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
The one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield that he couldn't even make anything.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game, but I can throw it to them. I can try to create some space out wide, dump them the football, let them make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the fourth down.
You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Offense set on first down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the offense. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. You saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. They're bringing heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Looking for a block, it's Bowen. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return, gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Sooner offense returns to the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. They tried to run the counter, but absolutely nothing doing.
And those counter plays take a little longer to develop sometimes. You're usually pulling 1 or 2 guys, and that penetration in the backfield can kill you, can get to the running back before he gets started.
Looking for a man. It's Arnold. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh, he's playing with fire, and he's picked off. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Sometimes the quarterback puts that zip on it, and you can hear it. Sometimes he uses the lob wedge where it takes a little time to get there. That time, he used the lob wedge, and the defender came in and made the interception. Big play for this defense early.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Makes the grab on the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
You see this more and more in college football. Motion the running back out of the backfield. What am I looking for? I'm looking to see if it's man coverage. Does a linebacker go and chase him? If he does, guess what I get to do? Take advantage of my matchup. I like my speed better than yours.
They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route. Then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Now on second down after the incompletion. Off play action. Pulls it in. It's Key.
And the offense here dialed up a really big zone. Give credit to the offensive coordinator. He called the right play at the right time.
From the red zone, looking for a space. And it's picked off at the goal line. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
Timing has to be so good. You're throwing in his own defense over the middle of the field. The ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
It's these little moments like that that can help an offense as he gets it up to the 16-yard line. They'll line up for a second down play.
That's the end of the first quarter with the game score.
They'll run it on the counter. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. A great Oklahoma running attack will bring a tear to the Boomer Sooner Nation eye, thinking of guys like Billy Sims.
And where it all started was always the ground game and the toughness, and you never question that. In Oklahoma, they got to get to that. They got to be that. They got to live that if they really want to build on what they used to be and bring that tradition and build some of that tradition in the SEC.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. They're trying to get to him. Makes the catch. It's Burks. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Pulls it in. It's Barnes. And they'll get him down, but boy, did he put some dudes in the spin side. My goodness.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
They'll throw it on first down. Pressure coming. Chucked it away just as he was hit. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
The incompletion brings us to 2nd and 10. He wants to throw it again. Snagged in the middle. It's Burks. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Gets it out quickly. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
That's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Going up top on first down. He's got his man. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
The RPO fire complete to the left. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. The Sooners will line it up on 1st and 10. He caught it, and he will score. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
He'll come out throwing on first down. He uncorks a bullet to the right. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. 2nd down after that incompletion. Back to throw, it's Vandergrift. Quickly to the tight end. At the 40, there he goes. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Fresh set of downs after the completion. To the air on first down. He'll pull it down. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future. And you're trying to get the ball to running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Got his man on the right. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. And now a chance to pull even. 1st and goal as we get late in the first half. He wants to throw it. Using the quick game. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Feeling some heat. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've gotten pushed back, but it's still 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats!
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
And the extra point splits the upright. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. Coming out with it, and he loses the ball deep in his own end.
Man, this kickoff coverage team, they just get to the ball carrier. They are flying around, they're beating their blocks. And the ability to create a turnover on a special teams play like this, and that is massive. And now it sets them up in great field position.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
To the air, it's Vandergrift. Skips away from pressure. Fires on the move. Got his man. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a first and goal. Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. He's looking to pass. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. So that'll do it here in the first half. Stay tuned. Halftime is coming. And the Sooners will kick it off to start the second half. Bringing it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Oh, so close to paying off. The tip really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Throws to the wideout. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
Tie game here early in the second half, and offensively, you're hoping to get something going. But after that incompletion, it kind of kills all of your momentum. This quarterback is really going to have to lock in here for the rest of this game if they're going to win.
Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. They'll try to bully their way for the first. The Sooners are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks.
That is how it's done on 3rd down and short, and no doubt about it, an easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked that up.
To the air, it's Arnold. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
It's a really nice throw. It's so impressive watching this Oklahoma passing attack now. You think back to Bob Stoops taking over as head coach in 1999 and bringing with him the air raid offense, a style of passing attack that still wasn't very prevalent in college football at the time, but since then they've always had good quarterback play and guys that could play up tempo, make good decisions. This dude right here, he fits in perfectly with what they're trying to do throwing the ball in Norman, Oklahoma.
Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. That's reeled in. It's Barnes. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Got it in the middle. It's Thompson. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Getting some heat. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone.
Touchdown Sooners! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it out. It's Brown. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Paul.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. He wants to throw. Quarterback adapting. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. This offense has a second down play. They'll go back to the ground. At midfield, he's got room. Oh, look out, there he goes. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats. The AT unit on the field. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the third. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he finished things off racing 63 yards to the end zone. He'll bring it out. It's Bowman. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
And I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Looking to throw, it's Arnold. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business. Well, this drive probably won't help them pile up yards, but they could get points quickly, starting it with a 1st and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
It's now 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal coming up. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Trying to break the plane on 2nd and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The pressure ramps up on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Kentucky. What a grab and what a quick strike from that offense.
And when I'm an offensive coordinator and I see a short field, I'm thinking attack, attack, attack. Go get that touchdown. Take advantage of what the defense gave you. Great job by the offensive coordinator.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. Oh, he's going to go for the return. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. They're going to ride this running back. Dragged down after a pickup of 5 out to the 35.
See, they need more runs like that. It's just been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
Catch in the middle, it's Burks. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. The Sooners headed quickly to the line. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
He's going to pass. Finds his man. It's Sharp. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone, too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
You want to talk about building a drive around a guy, first on the ground and now using him in the passing game.
And you get so much bang for your buck because you can split him out wide. You can fake it to him and throw it. This is a guy that really stretches the field and makes you decide how you want to defend him. A linebacker, a safety, whatever it is, it's usually not good enough when he's receiving the ball out of the backfield.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the fourth, and the stage will be set for a great finish.
This is a hard defense to run to the outside. Play their ability to go sideline to sideline, win at the point of attack as they shut down that sweep.
Yeah, and it's also hard when you get in the red because what do on defense? We bring in all the big bodies, so there's not a lot of space in there to run. I like getting the ball in the perimeter. You toss it out there, you run it back. He gets out there faster. Got a positive game. Still a couple plays here left to it.
If they can get it into the end zone here, they can really turn up the heat in this one. 3rd and goal. And they get him down.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Paul.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
Going for 6. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. There's enough time to get the ball down the field here, David, but you've got to make sure you're efficient and avoid mistakes.
Yeah, and those...
And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. Got room on the return.
If I'm a QB coach, I'm grabbing my quarterback right away. Like, listen, we're going to get another opportunity. It's the 4th quarter. It's a tie game. Our defense is going to get a stop for us. You got to get your confidence back. You got to get back in this ball game. We're going to need you again down the road.
Touchdown Sooners! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
Man, this game has been awesome. Some back and forth. Now you take the lead late. Nice job by the offense. And now you just need your defense to come through for you. One more time. One stop. Less than a minute remaining. Go out there and finish this thing off.
Now that they have the lead, this kickoff unit has to stay in their lane, create some field position, and hand it over to the defense. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't have to take deep shots. Throw beyond the first down marker so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Back to throw, it's Vandergrift. Now rolling to the left. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Well, it's the 4th quarter, and you got to be so careful as a quarterback when you're throwing it over the middle of the field right now because these windows are really small. He's very lucky that last one was not picked off.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. He makes the grab. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. And the Wildcats have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Unleashes one deep. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath because in the 4th quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you, And that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
Throws for the tight end. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you've got to score, you've got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost him.
Coming after it. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. They'll call timeout with 9 seconds left on the clock. After the big first down sack for the D, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
On third and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Caught over the middle. It's sharp. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. You're going to hear guys after this game say, got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to me that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think would go a long way.
Yeah, and it's just...
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a team from the Mountain West, the Air Force Falcons. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Falcons will kick it away to start us off. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. set for a first down play. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Back to pass, it's Warren. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
A great spot to start this drive for the offense. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes out front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes. Like, run your route past the sticks so we get the first down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the 4th down.
And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
The play action fake. Makes the grab. Turns it on in midfield. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. With the catch, it's Morris. Dances away again. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
That's a really nice pass. You can see why this guy right here gives the Michigan faithful reason to be optimistic. You know, for years we know Michigan has always been good at running the football, but they've got to be able to throw. They've got to be more consistent making big plays through the air. This guy gives them that chance.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, it's Warren. That pass is incomplete.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Splits the uprights, it's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Going for the return. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. I think the one thing you can say here, Jesse, is that both defenses have done a pretty good job mitigating. Fires the pass, intercepted. Touchdown, Wolverines. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. This D gave them exactly what they needed, not only with a stop, but with a touchdown.
Yeah, and finding ways to impact the game early in the game, just make impact plays, right? The defense wants to create sacks, create turnovers. Great job creating the turnover and getting points off of it.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it.
Returner runs out of bounds.
Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do have it, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Second down coming up. Looking downfield, it's Busha. Fires to the big fella. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come in.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. He's looking to throw. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. That's incomplete. Tried to set up the screen, and he dropped the pass.
In third and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
Fires to the middle. Finds his man, and they convert. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
They're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical end.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Here comes the offense on second down.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Michigan 10, Air Force 0.
They're about to snap it for the 7th time on this drive. Back to pass, it's Busha. The sweet feet buy a little time. Into the house. Touchdown, Falcons. Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, the lead is cut to 3. It's 10-7. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Oh, he's going backwards, in trouble, and down he goes. A tremendous loss.
That's not how you want to start a drive. On the very first play, you give up a sack and you lose a ton of yards. Quarterback, you've got to know, just throw the ball away, know when the play is over.
From his end zone, a lot of room to throw downfield. It's caught. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Looking to scramble. Still running at the 40. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. Pocket starts to collapse. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Loveland. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. The Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. Using his legs, it's Edwards. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. 1st down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced the tackle for a loss.
Wants to throw. It's Warren. Finds his tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
This is a long 4th down try, but the offense stays on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Gets it out fast. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down.
That is a huge play early in this game. We came into this thing wondering just how aggressive this offense wanted to be, and there you go. 1st half, 4th and long. We're not bringing the punter out on the field. We've got a guy that we think can read the defense and
fires into traffic, intercepted. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Right place, right time. Linebackers are usually big physical guys you see play the run a lot. Hard to get 2 interceptions in a game. Special player making special plays.
It's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
1st half coming to an end. Offensively, you're trying to put a drive together. Get back in this ball game. The last thing you wanted to do was turn the football over, dig yourself an even bigger hole. Not good execution by the offense.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that Saturday.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Edwards. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Finds the tight end. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. Trying to get to him. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Grabbed in the middle. It's Loveland. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly deep downfield. Throw into the end zone. It's picked off.
What a play by the safety. Really good understanding. Like, listen, if I'm going to sit back and I'm going to play cover 2 and I'm a free safety, I'm free to go get that thing. But I got to see the route. I got to see the wide receiver breaking, understand understanding the quarterback's throwing the football. And as soon as that hand separates from the other hand, I'm breaking on it. Does a great job breaking on it and making the catch.
Looking to the big tight end. On target to the left. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They'll throw it on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Harris. Shows off another move and gets down to the 33-yard line. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Scanning the field, it's Busha. Starts to scramble to the left. He'll try to do it himself. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
QB's got to be able to play on so many different levels. They got to read coverages, know the snap count, know what everybody's doing, and then does a great job at the end making something out of nothing, making a positive play, picking up a new set of downs, a new set of problems for this defense.
And he missed it. No good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio. And the Wolverines will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Harris. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Not a lot of scoreboard fireworks from these guys in the first half, but they've got a chance here after making some halftime adjustments.
Yeah, and remember, it just takes one play to kick the door open, and all of a sudden there's a lot more confidence again. So which guy on this offense can hit the big home run and break this thing open?
Well, and the good thing is it's such a low-scored game. I'm still very much in this. I can be who I am, make a few tweaks, make a few adjustments, and get this offense rolling.
Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Throws to the back. And he rifled in that pass, but it's incomplete.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really good defense, or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Handoff to the single running back. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. This could absolutely spin this game in another direction. They're going for it inside their own 30. And they can't connect. A costly turnover on down.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take it.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Michigan. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And the extra point is good. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to run it back. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field.
Open runway ahead. Keeps it and gets the first down. He's finally run out of bounds, but not before a huge gain.
This is exactly why nobody wants a Jesse Long. You want quarterbacks that can do that. Look at him, pick him up, put him down, just chewing up yards. It was supposed to be a pass, now turns it into a huge gain.
Fires a bullet, now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. His quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
Here comes the offense on first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the big fella. Bulldozes him. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerber or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that can hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defense, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
Dropping back, it's Warren. Fires to the tight end. Just what this offense was looking for. Up at the 26 with the first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Caught behind the line. It's Edwards. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this third and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Wide out in motion. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Got it set up on the outside. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
Defenses throughout the league study every third down situation. You've got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
The give to the back. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Oh, he's going to take a chance. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on the squad.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
You honestly can't really do it better than that. You can't. I mean, that was designed to be a pass play. Give the defense credit. They get some pressure, but this guy's just too good. He just instinctively knows when he needs to scramble and get out of dodge. And at that point, he's making good decisions. If a guy's open, he's throwing it. But if it's not, he's not even hesitating. I'm going to go get what I can get a first down with my speed and athleticism. Let's keep this drive rolling.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
To the air, it's Busha. He fires one deep over the middle. And it's picked off for the third time today. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
If you don't have good vision, you're not going to be a middle-of-the-field safety. You got a lot of ground to cover from hash to hash. You better be able to see the quarterback. You better be able to see routes and break on the football. Nice job seeing the formation, seeing the route, breaking on it, and making the interception.
He leaves it with the back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They'll go right back to the run. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. He's looking to throw it. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Quickly out to the tight end. Gets enough for the first down, but not sure they'll get another play off here in the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Michigan.
The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Oh, it's a reverse. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. And the Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Michigan. And the pummeling has started. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job, you got points, now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Just one of those mistakes that can happen as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. A first down for the offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Fires to the middle. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
He's flying by and gets it on the jet sweep. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
And you gotta love it. Get the ball to your playmakers any way you can. Use their speed to your advantage. Nice job handing him the football, getting his speed to the outside to have a successful play.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. He wants to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Klein. On the move at the 30. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special.
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, I've been there. This is one of those games you just want to forget right away and turn the page. 4 picks now thrown by this guy, and you're just not able to make your reads. Things aren't clicking. You're not seeing the field, and the ball's not coming out right. Next week cannot come soon enough for him, I can tell you that.
They're going to be in a world of hurt if they don't get this thing going forward here on second down from the 13. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
Throws to the tight end. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Busha. Takes the easy throw in the flat.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the...
And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
Offensively, this is a beautiful time now because now I get to get all my other guys in the game. Guys that don't get to play that much. We're up. This game's over after that missed 4th down conversion. Now we get to get everybody in the ball game, or if you choose, like Jesse probably will, go pad some stats and get some more catches, get some more rush yards if that's your thing. And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch it. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
Couldn't pick it up on 2nd down. Now they need a couple on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but this...
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add their total.
Salt into a wound, right? Late in the 4th quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
Oh, it's a fake. Headed for the end zone. They're not going to get there. Tried to sneak it in for the 2, and they'll get 0 instead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if you'd have just ran the details to the right route and hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You've got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, you're talking about.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone.
Speeding down the left side. The 10. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize. Getting set for the point after. Oh, they want the 2, and the holder's going to try to throw it. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
37, Air Force 13.
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Looking to pass. It's Warren. Quick strike complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch. He's going to pass. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He'll turn and throw back right. A dangerous idea. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Another deep ball. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
And how about that? This team is way up in this game, and they're still taking shots in the fourth quarter. There is no let-up.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got a man. It's Edwards. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Timeout is called with just a single second left. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Comes out throwing on first down. A shot for the end zone. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. Not a lot of drama in this one as they just get punched in the face and lose by double figures.
Not a lot of drama, but there is a lot to fix on offense, on defense, on special teams. This team, David, they've got a lot to figure out.
Yeah, but you know what, Jesse? The coaches are going to be in a great mood. The bus rides, the plane rides, those will all be real fun. Practice this week, it's going to be a blast.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. As they say around here, keep Austin weird. They're going to keep it electric today inside Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium, home to the Longhorns. Today we have a top 25 matchup on hand with two of college football's premier teams preparing to slug it out. As we'll see, the number 25 team in the country, the Navy Midshipmen, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Longhorns will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Navy Midshipmen will go on offense first to start this game. And here he comes, guys, the man who makes everything go.
Everything in this offense is built around his ability. He's got such great field vision. He's got it all, Paul.
He is must-watch TV. Let's not get it twisted. People show up to this stadium. People are watching back at home because of this guy right here.
Off-play action on first down. Looking left. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect them to make those plays for you, to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
Sometimes in your playbook, you have run plays that are called run-it runs. You leave the play on no matter what look the defense gives you. That time the defense was blitzing, but they just kept the play on. That is an attitude-type run that you can run into any kind of look, and it paid off for them.
They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. They'll run the option. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Sometimes you try to fool the defense with the fullback. Not fooled there.
You better block. Goodness gracious, that's supposed to be a quick hitter, get me a few short yards, and there was nowhere to hit it.
And they get the sack right out of the gate.
Good disciplined defense on that play. It's third and long, right? You're not going to bite on a play fake. Nobody's going for that. Everyone knows it's a passing situation, and they use their speed to get to the QB.
And the returner will be brought down. So Texas's offense will have its first possession of the game. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously.
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the UCLA Bruins. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Longhorns will kick it away first. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. First down here for the offense.